Hey there, folks. I want to take a minute and answer some questions about grip and hand strength. Put up a video a little while ago. It generated some questions. Now we're going to take them, talk through those questions. Okay, let's get into it. The top comment: I think you need to create a video dedicated to just grip, wrist positioning, and strength, as well as explaining elbows, shoulders, and back, along with body and foot positioning. A full 10 to 15 minute video explaining it in every detail because you can tell people are doing some crazy shit out here. All right, that's the top comment. I appreciate that. And I just want to tell you, I don't agree with that. I don't have this approach to people learning to do this stuff. I don't believe that this is effective. This is what dudes on the internet want: detailed explanations for what's going on. The way that it actually functions in a class is, the way that I do it and the people in my little cliquey group do it, is we have an inductive approach. So it's like, hey, this is what we're trying to accomplish with our grip. It's like, cool. Hold on to the gun with your dominant hand. You don't want the gun to move around in your hand. Gripping it beyond that's probably not going to help. Connect your support hand to it. Consistent, durable connection. Put some pressure on there. Lock your wrists. This is independent of your hands, right? Some tendon pressure there. Lock your wrists. Okay, so we don't have this hinge point. Instead, the recoil's like this, and blah, 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 blah. It's a very quick explanation, but we get to people shooting aggressively really, really fast. So that people will intuitively develop their own understanding for how they should be gripping their pistol. And you do that by making them shoot in a way that they're uncomfortable, number one. And number two, they're kind of forced to develop their own understanding. And this just kind of cuts through all of this stuff where it's like I can stand here and tell you my understanding and my perception of how I'm doing it, but that doesn't you're maybe not going to understand it the same way. Everybody's going to develop their own understanding. You just give people the kind of the core principles, things to pay attention to, have them start shooting, and then just guide them through that process as they intuitively figure things out. I just don't think this approach is helpful. I don't think it's the best way to do it, quite honestly. Now, in the comments here, people are talking about this. I think he's explained it in other videos. It's all in your hands, nothing else, blah, blah, blah. Another comment, he's actually done a few videos about that. Basically, none of that stuff matters. Shoot in a manner that causes the gun to return consistently. He talks about being connected to the gun versus all the crush grip. Yes, exactly. It's a simpler, intuitive approach, but the big thing is people, through their own training, you have to get them to develop their own understanding of it instead of just articulating it to them like a textbook, because people don't really learn it that way. All right. Hi, Ben. I'm a physical therapist. Cool. Assessing and improving both grip strength and motor control is something I do very frequently. I agree with you that in most cases it comes down to motor control. Even someone with average to below average grip strength should be capable of exerting enough force to hold the gun properly. Whether they have acquired the motor control to apply the right amount of pressure is a different story, and obviously that comes with practice. Yeah, okay. As an aside, I don't really like the little grip strength tools. Do I use them with patients who have clinically significant deficits in grip and grip strength? Sometimes, sure, but I bet most of your audience doesn't fall into that category. Even then, I get more mileage out of other exercises. I find that the best gains in grip strength come from doing pulling movements, deadlifts, rows, pull-ups. Yeah, okay. That's my understanding of how it works, the 30,000 foot view. What I've seen is dudes get the captains of crush grippers, and then they're bearing down it so much they actually hurt themselves because in their heads they believe this is going to help their shooting. Yes. All right. I agree that grip strength is less important than technique, but those who want to improve their grip strength, the deadlift is by far the best exercise for that. Another comment. It has a benefit of also simultaneously working a lot of other things. Yeah, okay. Cool. Short King here. I'm 5'6" on a good day and 135 pounds, give or take, month to month, and also have small hands. I don't compete yet, but I do shoot once a week regularly. And we gotta go fast through this. All right. Dry fire was the biggest help in my view, finding that comfortable yet all surrounding solid grip. It just clicked, so to speak. Yes. Again, through your own training, you're going to develop your own understanding, and then giving people some guiding principles such as consistent, predictable return of the gun from recoil, consistent, durable connection, that kind of stuff. Hey, don't try to like muscle the gun down from recoil. Like this is a process that you're going to have to go through in your own training. The fun thing about this for me is that most people on the internet talking about this stuff are not training. Like we're not doing the same things. You're talking about it and you don't really do it. All right. As a retired redshirt at the start of Academy Firearms, I would measure each recruit's hand strength on a nice medical gauge we had. I noticed the recruits who had less than 100 pounds hand strength usually struggled. We advised them to work on upping it, all the draws, thumb releasing the level 3 holster reloads, and faster shooting wore on them. Yes, if you have weaker hands, that's not good. Like being stronger is definitely better. I think people would agree on that. It's just, I mean, that's just the way it is. But at the same time, it's kind of like people who have done no firearms training in their life, and they're like, oh man, I want to start doing competitive shooting. I'm going to start, getting my diet right and working out. And you're just kind of like, it's kind of a weird first thing to do. It's like, yeah, I would like to be stronger and better and all that stuff, but it's like the way to get better with firearms is to do firearms training, I think. Okay. The fact that there are talented lady shooters as well as junior shooters, some who even shoot 40, should be enough evidence that hand strength doesn't matter. I've personally found that if I just let the recoil happen, I don't need to use much grip pressure. A firm grip with the left hand, my right hand has to connect with the backstrap with no gaps. It feels weird at first, but the groupings don't lie. All right, I mean, yeah, again, it matters strictly speaking, but realistically for, the way people actually live their lives, it's like if you want to get better at shooting, you should do shooting. You're going to get way less mileage out of time you spend specifically increasing your grip strength. Oh, man. Let's keep going. All right. I would love to hand Ben a grip strength dynamometer to sort this out with numbers. I'm slightly above average with grip strength. I'm about average for somebody my size and height and weight and age and all that shit. Like it's been tested. Like it's not good or exceptional or anything. Like it's like, so again, take this and flip it around. I'll train with like big buff, like operator type dudes pretty regularly. And it's like, you look at the way I'm built, I'm not a big muscly guy. I'm not fat, like super fat. I'm just not really muscly. And then I'll, shoot circles around people and just look at them and be like, all right, well, you've got all the muscles. Like, why isn't that helping you? That kind of thinking. All right. Age may play a part. Headed into my 60s, arthritis is a thing. Just had carpal surgery. On a positive note, there are good therapy systems. Also, keep using your hands, even if painful. It's just, again, like, yeah, like when you get old and get arthritis, that makes your hands not work good, and that's going to affect your life, I think, in a lot of ways, also apart from shooting. I teach a class at my job, and one of the modules people seem to get the most benefit out of is showing how changing grip pressure in your hands can affect other variables. It's fun to see how just concentrating on which 2 fingers you're clenching can even affect your balance. You don't need to be stronger, you just need to be smarter about the strength you already have. If Lena Michelin can do it weighing maybe 6 pounds soaking wet, then anyone can do it with the right instruction and practice. Okay, fair enough. All right. I attended one of his classes in June, and I asked him to show me how hard he gripped the gun, since my issue at the time of the class was that I was gripping the gun way too hard. The amount of pressure you put on the gun was nowhere near what I, or even Ben, are capable of actually putting on the gun. I had an aha moment, and I realized that grip strength is not as important as I thought. By the way, your advice on my draw helped a lot, and I'm doing much better. Thanks. Yeah, good. Ben, I generally concur with your position on hand strength. However, like anything in life, there are exceptions. I'm guessing what follows is not going to be an exception. It's just a reality. I'm in my 60s, and my hand strength has diminished due to age. I found out quickly when I went back to doing strength training to counter loss of muscle. It helped tremendously. For younger men, I totally agree. However, as we age, the reality is the body needs more to maintain proficiency. Good video. It's just like, no, dude, if you stay physically active into your later years, and it's like, yes, more grip strength is better. People aren't saying it's not better. It's like, what I'm saying is, if you want to be better at shooting, you should primarily be focused on doing shooting. That's what I'm saying. All right. Let's see if there's anyone else interesting. Here we go. That was my question, Ben. Thank you so much for answering, let alone making a video about it. Training group videos have taught me a lot in just a couple of nights. Good. On what I should be looking for, specifically 1/6 recoil management series. In hindsight, I feel like a complete buffoon, assuming that, hey, my hands are tired like they're supposed to be. I guess I guess I should be having less feeling in my fingers too. It's like, yes, yes. Good. Edit. I'm seeing all the comments pointing out how dumb I was getting my fingers numb and messed up. I'm loving it. Keep at it. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. If you're doing something with your shooting that is physically uncomfortable or painful or causing numbness or whatever, I would not continue doing that thing, even if you like theoretically think you're doing the right thing or that it's a good idea. Like, I just would not continue doing that. Like, you need to find something else, something that's not going to hurt you. Okay. To me, Ben is saying technique versus strength. We shoot a lot compared to everyone but Ben. But the point is that by the time my stepson was 100 pounds, he was shooting a 50 AE Desert Eagles one-handed. Not to be cool, just target practice variations. It's like, okay, yeah, well, that's good. All right, guys, that's enough. That's enough about the grip strength thing. I'm curious what comments are going to come out of this. I don't think a whole lot. I think people kind of get this one, that it's like, hey, more is better, but what do you want to do?